everybody. My name is Debs Barrett, and today is the 14th of April 2025, and a huge welcome to you. I'm so glad you're visiting my channel. This is my very first video I'm making for my counselling practice called Adapt Counselling in Haverhill in the UK. And the reason I would like to start making these videos is because I love helping people. And I know counselling is expensive and not everyone can afford to come to me. What I want to do is to be able to give my time to you and to help people who perhaps can't afford to come to me. And please spread the word about my channel. That would help me so much. This first video is by way of introduction from me to you, and I want to tell you about my ethos, if you like, around making these videos, and to tell you that I'm not going to make any edits or any cuts. And this is because I heard somebody speaking on a podcast recently, and she said that, and I just thought, how wonderful, because she was saying, well, if I make a mistake or if I do something wrong or don't say it properly, well, that's okay, and I can just apologise. And I thought to myself, well, that sounds so genuine. And what I'm learning more and more is how important it is to be genuine. And that this brings me back to the counselling process, where many of my clients have not experienced people being genuine around them at all. And this can lead to many problems. These problems are around self-worth, are around identity, and are around our core beliefs and what we really feel in relation to ourselves. So many people, when I ask the question, how do you feel about yourself if 0 was the worst and 10 was the best, place themselves so low on that scale. You might be thinking, well, I wonder where I'd place myself. May I ask the question, where would you place yourself on that scale? I have to be honest and say, for me, at one stage in my life, it was very, very low. As counsellors, maybe we're not meant to give personal information away. Is that genuine? I think we give information away all the time in our body language and maybe in other ways that we're not even aware of. Let me be honest with you and say that I have actually been in psychiatric hospital, and when I was in hospital, how I felt about myself in respect of my self-worth, I would have really put at 0, and I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. For me at that time, there was no light, and I had to rely on others to help me. Sometimes in life we do have to reach out to others, and when we're not able to reach out, then sometimes we have to let go and let others help. And that is exactly where I am now. I'm able to help you because others have been there to help me. And I cannot tell you how delighted that makes me feel. And I'm not joking when I say the more people that I can help, the more it heals me. It's a very strange process. I made some notes here, and I've said that by giving of myself, that I receive more. By giving of myself, I receive more. And I cannot completely explain that process to you, i.e., how that works, but it is so true. What I wanted to ask you is, what would you like to see on my channel? What would you like to see me talk about? A lot of my work is around anxiety, depression, bereavement, and I'm really fascinated in how the brain works. Neurologists have recently discovered that we can change the way we think, i.e., how our brains are wired. And from my own personal experience, when I was so ill I could hardly get out of my bed, I can tell you a lot of it is up here. It's to do with the way we think. I've done a lot of work with people who are living with the effects of dementia and those who care for them. And when I was learning about dementia, the Alzheimer's Society explains the disease to me as if it were a Christmas tree covered in lights, and gradually the lights go off one by one, but sometimes there's a little flicker and they come back on again, and somebody gets more lucid, they become more themselves again. I mention this because to do with our brains and the neurologists discovering that we can rewire our brains, it reminds me of that Christmas tree and the lights flickering off and on, and the neural pathways in our brains can flicker off and on and be rewired. And I see part of my counselling journey and part of my practice is to help people be able to understand themselves more and more, and to be able to rewire their brains just by learning to think differently. I really hope you've benefited from this video, and it will make me so happy to hear any feedback in the comments below. And please tell your friends, and please tell me what you would like to see my next video, what topics you would like me to cover, and I will evolve these videos and no doubt become more and more professional in my stance. But I can guarantee you I will never be a clinical, standoff, negative person, because that is just not who I am. Thank you very much. Bye for now.